Uh, I had a second thought on this whole thing today, and so I decided to invite Gary, and I also invited Rick Lyon to join us tonight, but he couldn't make it. So I'm going to send him a recording of this. Well, I want you guys. I want feedback from you on this, but I might as well just get out here and tell you what I'm thinking on this. We wanted to develop an education program. That's one of our, objectives for 2021, and we also wanted to create these virtual town hall meetings. And my thought was that we would include the educational program, or at least a part of the program, in the town hall meeting. So a part of the segment of the town hall meeting would be devoted to education. And I would assume that would be constitutional education, although it wouldn't have to be. It could just be educating on what Convention of States is all about. Could be a lot of things along those lines. But my thought was that a portion of the town hall meeting would be devoted to education, whatever that looks like. So I thought then that, well, the town hall meeting, the virtual town hall meeting, is really an event. And of course, we would have other things included on the agenda of that town hall meeting. So that's what led me to think that, well, maybe we ought to get Rick involved in this, and I invited Gary since Gary's kind of over that area, the events, and that Rick could plan these virtual town hall meetings as an event, and Richard and you and George then would be responsible for the educational program of those town hall meetings. How does that sound?
Okay, how long is this whole event going to take?
My thinking is these would be an hour-long meeting, and I said they'd be virtual. So, what portion of that we would want to devote to education? I don't know. It could be, however we wanted to design it, really. Now, I may be jumping ahead of the game here. Again, these are just thoughts that I had this afternoon, and I just wanted to throw those out there. What was, I know, Richard, I know you had given some thought to this since the strategy meeting.
Right.
And I know you had put together that document, which I don't have yet, but
I did email it.
Okay, well, I'll get it here. I'm sure it'll be.
I'll read it out. So this was back. I did this in the fall after we had our strategy meeting,
now these are your thoughts about an education program, right?
Right, because we have what, 9 regions in the state, right. And you wanted to have this happen at different times in every region. So thinking about that, I went with, we need to know the atmospheres of those regions, the political, economic, as well as the COS atmosphere in those regions. So what I figured, I put down, in setting up a virtual town hall for COS supporters and curious, like-minded citizens, we need to familiarize ourselves with the current atmospheres in each region. So political for local and state, who is running for election, re-election, who got reelected. We need to know a little bit about their opponents, and we need to know the current and maybe future representatives. Are they COS supporters? Were they? What do they know? And then as far as the economy, are they thriving, surviving in those areas based on, and then the unemployment rate and what's going on economically in those areas, because that'll tie back into the politicians. And then also, number 3, for the COS supporters in the region, what type of activism, involvement in the community, what's going on in their community, in their town, in their county, and then that portion of their state. And then we'd also look at other items of importance. You know, maybe they had a factory that's coming in or something that's going on, you know, or something that's closing, like what we've had all over the place. And then I put down, once these areas are determined, I believe we can create several enabling objectives, allowing us to complete our training objective. We can start each objective with a bit of history on our Declaration of Independence and our U.S. Constitution, and how it directly relates to the current discussion. We also I thought it would be a good idea to have reps in each region, you know, their representatives, if we can get them to join and talk about a part of the Constitution that meant to most of them. It's why they became public servants. And so that was the initial ideas that we were beating around.
Okay. All right.
And there is one typo in there. Instead of us, it has up. I just saw it.
Okay. Well, those are good thoughts. Certainly, having doing it by region and having representatives, senators attend those or participate in those meetings. That's a good idea. We might also once we have determined which legislative bills that we're going to support, that you know, we have a part of our meeting would address those legislative bills, perhaps having the authors, the representatives or senators that are authors of those pieces of legislation attend the meetings and participate in that. So, okay, well, I think we're kind of thinking along the same lines. George, Gary, what are your thoughts so far?
All right, well, you're talking about like a town hall for each region, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
How often would we have them then? I mean, we've got 9 regions. We're going to have one every 9 days.
Maybe 2 a day, you know, no, I don't know.
Even
yeah,
I think one a week, one a month might even be kind of a heavy burden on our end.
Quite honestly, my initial thought on this was if we could start off doing 1 a quarter. Obviously, that's not going to cover all 9 regions in 1 year, but we could certainly, if we did 1 a quarter, we could pick the regions. I guess the higher target regions, especially. I'm kind of thinking regions where we have the least number of district captains in them, or, you know, a region where, or perhaps a region where some of the authors of some of the legislation that we're supporting, maybe where they're located.
We can pick target areas.
Huh?
We can pick target areas. And I think it would also be a good idea, like if we hit a region, we get a hold of the region captain as well as the district captains, because they're the ones that are more familiar with the areas than us bouncing in and looking for information. So then that way they can do the legwork in their region and in their districts, and they should know what kind of legislative bills are going through with their reps in their area, and then we could use them and work together and coordinate use them as like point men and point women out in the front. And then that way, all we need to do is come in with certain little bit of highlights and boom, jump right in, you know?
I was going to say, Richard, regions 1 and 2, right where you are, is an area where we have the fewest district captains.
I know.
You're very familiar with that.
You're
very familiar with that area. That could be, you know, the region or the area that we first start out in.
I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with Jack Jordan. One, I don't like the guy. Two, now he's pushing legislation for solar wind farms in Marshall County after Fulton County booted that out. And he also is writing legislation to take away the interest, the bond. We're almost done paying off the jail bond. And that interest, according to our bylaws and everything, is supposed to go to county roads. He's trying to put in legislation now so the money goes back to the jail. Because miraculously, a year before we're done paying that off, they want to build on the jail even larger.
Oh, okay, all right.
So we're fighting Jordan on a couple areas. So we won't have him here.
We got region 1 and 2 up in your area.
Mm-hmm.
We still in the Indianapolis area, region 7. We only have 2 district captains in that whole region. Region 8, we have one trainee, and well, as far as that's concerned, region 8 and 9. So we've got some regions here where we need to attract more district captains. So I don't think there'll be any problem targeting the regions. I just wanted to. I didn't want to start off too ambitious here until we had maybe 1 or 2 of these meetings under our belt, and if they come off good, if they go very well, then we can maybe speed it up and try and do more of them. But I'm just thinking we start off with just doing 1 a quarter, and I was just thinking that right now we pick a date in March and we shoot for doing our first one in March sometime.
Okay.
What do you think?
We need to figure out a time. Pick a day.
What, George?
I guess overall, I thought this was going to be more general. I don't remember I was talking about, it's my bad, but I don't remember us talking about doing this by region. I thought it was going to be statewide kind of thing. But that's okay. That's, like I said, that's my bad. I don't know, I just kind of thought it was going to be more general, like teach people about the Constitution, what's the one that does it on Facebook Live, little tidbits here and there, maybe go a little deeper into something like 17th Amendment while we're doing that sort of thing. So I don't really have any fresh thoughts on what Richard was talking about. It's not like, somebody's gonna have to do an awful lot of research.
Well, I'm sorry, Dale, go ahead.
Wouldn't it make sense for us to put our focus, or at least one of the focuses, on Article 5, why it's there and how it can be used to limit, for the states to limit the power of the federal government? Because I think that's a hot topic right now. And I think that if you're going to have your first meeting, you got to be ready to say to people here, if you're interested, and sign this sheet, and if they've already signed the petition, great, but see if people want to get active. And if they do, you can't wait 3 months to have another meeting. You got to be ready to say, let's get organized, let's spread the word, let's do whatever. And if people are passionate about doing something.
Well, we have 2 different education town halls. One like Rich's talking about, another one that's more general do statewide. You know, kind of a quick and dirty sort of thing.
Hmm.
And then go deeper with what Richard's talking about on another town hall.
Richard, did you go through the Patriot Academy coaches program? Are you?
I did 5 out of 6. The last one, I didn't complete the last one. So I don't know if I have to just finish the last video or whatnot, or I need to start over again. But either way, I plan to complete them as far as that. Now, as far as teaching about the Constitution, what we can do is we can always open up and do a refresher about Article 5 and cover what's going on. And then you said like hot topics. Right now, the hot topic is impeachment. So what is that? Article 1, Section 3, Clause 6 and 7. No, he's a civilian. You can't impeach. Having the Supreme Court Justice Roberts not available and then having a senator sit in, no, that's not how it works. And that would be a hot topic and something that we could discuss. Now, as far as PowerPoints, you can set up a PowerPoint and we can go over the Bill of Rights, and we can have boom, 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 and have that portion. And then we can tell people, well, so if we're limited on time, and then you want to know about the other amendments, send an email and here, or you could download, or here's a link for this. You know, it's not too hard. It's not too time consuming to put a PowerPoint together and just have some, you know, things show up on the screen for people. And then things that you want them to highlight while they're looking at the PowerPoint, you just put those keywords, flip them a little bit in italics, maybe add a little underline or a bold to them so keywords stick out. Article 5, section this, clause that. And those are key triggers to get their attention when they see that thing flash up on the screen real quick. You know, and then that's how you work them in, and you can do that in a small amount of time if we're under a time constraint.
Hey Dale, you remember how you used to do the Georgetown meetings?
Yeah.
You had one meeting that was very general. It could even be the same meeting repeated over and over again, and then you did more specific town halls, you know, around the area and stuff. That was kind of my thought, but yeah, yeah, I do think we need to hit things hard, certain topics, you know, like Richard's talking about.
I mean, if you want, for the initial stuff, we can just stick with Article 5. We can stick with everything, and you know, people want self-governance, but we also have to teach them that you need to be involved in order to have your self-governance, whether you like it or not. You can't just vote for someone and walk away. Maybe we can, we'll go in Article 5, we'll do our foundation and our principles, our declaration, our constitution, and then we'll say, this is where we are right now because you weren't involved. I wasn't involved. We let this happen to ourselves over time. How do we fix this? You know, maybe we can help them learn to be activists and then promote self-governance, and then we can build on, and then, you know, we can go through that spiel and then say, and if you want to learn more, and then we can offer something that's more in depth about certain things, because, you know, people are gonna be like, hey, what about this, what about the, hey, next time can we do this? And so we'll be taking input as well, you know.
Well, that's what I was asking. The coaches program, the Patriot Academy coaches program, that for people interested, I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. For people that would be interested, that attending one of our town hall meetings, people that would be interested in learning more about the Constitution, then we could offer them a list of coaches that are part of Convention of States here in Indiana, coaches that they could contact and you know, line up a
constitutional course.
Huh?
Line up a constitutional course in districts or regions.
So that rather than us trying to teach the Constitution in these town halls, I think we should. We should. I definitely agree on talking about Article 5, and I definitely agree on talking about self-governance and talking about what Convention of States stands for, and maybe and talking in general terms, I guess, about the Constitution. Perhaps delve into certain issues about the Constitution. But as far as a person that wants to learn in depth about the Constitution, that we would use these coaches that we have. And I know we have. I think we had something like, I don't know, 10 or so that had signed up to become coaches through this program.
Yeah, we had a lot of people, you know. I even got Kathleen Mahoney, the lady that oversees the St. Joseph's Tea Party Patriots, signed up for that.
Oh, did she?
So I'll have to also network with her and see what's going on. They're kind of dormant right now because of COVID and the winter weather, as far as their group getting out. But once the warmer weather hits in the early spring, they'll be back to having their regular meetings.
So we're talking more like education for one, and then another one that would be more like current events.
Explain that now. Say that again, George.
The education would be teaching about, more general items like the Constitution, maybe specific items, like the 17th Amendment, or explaining the Commerce Clause, and why were we against, what's going on with that now. More into what COS is about and what our targets are. And then the current events one would be like what Rich is talking about. What bills are trying to go through now, who's who, and what are they doing? What's going on with your region?
Right,
something
right.
More current.
I mean, there's a lot of topics that we could pluck out of the Constitution to talk about.
Yeah.
Like Article 5, like what Convention of States is all about. What are the three abuses of the federal government that we're trying to address? The national
more
debt,
detail on that.
the Commerce Clause, the General Welfare Clause, term limits, which we could talk about things like that. But for people that were interested in going through a program on the Constitution in total, that we would then refer them to this group of coaches that we have, this group of Convention of States coaches.
Right, and you have a list of all the coaches in.
We got it somewhere, Richard, and it's probably changed, but we can get that. We can find out who they are.
Yeah, because we need to see that they went through that course, but are they going to be coaches?
Right. Not everybody that went through the course opted to be a coach.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gary, George, what do you think so far? You think we're on the right track here?
Yeah, I think so. I think, what is our objective here? Is our objective to spread general knowledge? Or we're trying to promote the idea of self-governance? I think that's self-governance generally, or do we have any more specific objective with our education?
Well, I think we're needing to fill a need out there, and both of the areas that we've been talking about, general education and current events, are things that people need to know. I'm like all for teaching about our petition and our 3 subject areas. People always ask about that, like at gun shows and things of that sort. But then, I think we also need to give people the correct information about what's going on in their area too. I think those are both needs we need to fulfill.
If we also keep it current, it keeps their interest because that's happening to them there and now. You know, so we don't want to have them be like, well, I thought about this, but now, all right, I'm kind of getting bored. So we want to keep that thing on the line.
What's the name of the lady that does your Facebook Live with you on the constitutional literacy?
Debbie Stewart.
Would she be willing to help out with this? As far as...
She might be. If you want to, she might be. You might be. Now,
go more in depth in what she does on your Facebook Live thing.
You know, in a lot of respects, the broadcast is kind of part of the education program, especially what Debbie Stewart does with constitutional literacy.
I like things that she's done so far. You know, it's answered questions that I had. But I you know, with that said, I do think I agree fully with what Richard's saying. I just think it's going to be a lot of work setting up for one of those. But we do what we need to do.
If we want to, now I'm not sure what else we can include. But if we wanted to design a 1 hour meeting. How much of that 1 hour should be devoted to education? Is 30 minutes of it? Is that too much?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
People are going to lose interest. Everything's like a fast pace. I mean, but if we jump from one topic and then let's say we go Article 5 for like 5-10 minutes in the Constitution, then we jump over to something that's happened in the local area, but then we can jump back. If we can jump back and forth and keep a flow, but if we stay in one area too long, those guys will be like, ugh.
We can blend the two of them together kind of too. Like you were talking about the legislation that your legislator is trying to do, and relate that to something on the Convention of States. Power and jurisdiction of the federal government, although he's not federal, but.
And then also being interactive with the people that are there, because they're going to ask questions. So if we have that ability in there to get the questions to pop up, we can also, do a little bit of Q&A, just like we do on the other calls or whatnot, or they do on the Tuesday training, and next thing you know,
the guy that you were talking about, if he would be willing to come to he'd probably get chopped up, but he'd not be too happy about that.
Well, my house rep, that guy won't. He doesn't return emails, doesn't return phone calls. He pulls a Walorski.
Well, it is probably going to be hard to get the politicians to show up, but maybe not. Maybe especially after the session's over, they might be more available. But,
well, we can always tell him. We reached out to this guy, but he didn't want to respond to it. So,
let's say if we wanted to design something for 60 minutes here, and we wanted to do it in 3 segments, 3 20-minute segments. 20 minutes would be devoted to education, 20 minutes to something else, and 20 minutes to something else. What do you think?
Okay.
Something to start out with.
I guess the two of them, general education, one, and second one would be current events, and I don't know what the third would be, unless that would be the point where you would relate the two together. Kind of a finalization.
Well, that's why I want to get Rick. I want to get Rick involved here and get his ideas on what else we could incorporate into these meetings. Now, obviously, education is certainly one of the objectives here, but it's also we want to attract people. We want to get new supporters. We want to get people to join Convention of States. So we're trying to grow the grassroots here too. So yeah, we need to make this interesting to I guess a wide range of interest.
I think Richard, or yeah, I think Richard's idea would help a lot with that. You know, because like he said, you know, people are interested in what's affecting their lives.
Yeah.
See, that would be 20 minutes of an open floor. That would be a good idea. You could open up for like 20 minutes and you have everybody give their little spiel or whatnot. And then, thought I was going to sneeze. But then you'd be like, you know what got me? I got involved because of this and I got for this. And then if somebody's new listening, they're like, well, wait a minute, that happened to me and this got that. And then it's
the problem is there, Richard. We don't want to open this up to the point where it could become a fiasco, or open it up for someone to get on their own soapbox and.
Well, we could shut them down. Well, it was just a thought.
No, that's a good thought. I certainly think there should be a Q&A or a point, you know, a time for people to express themselves.
What was that show that used to be? Point Counterpoint, something like that?
Point Counterpoint. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't there a news show like that or something? Turn your volume down, Richard.
My volume? Well, you hear my wife vacuuming?
Oh, is that what she's doing? All right. Okay. Okay, I want to get Rick's input on this. As what do you guys think? Should we try and do this? We're going to do it virtually. We're going to use Zoom. Are we going to? Should we do this on a weekend? Should we do this on a weeknight? What do you think?
How about a Sunday evening? Most people are home and
Sunday evening. Can't hear you, George.
Sorry. Yeah. Sunday evening, or I don't know that any time during the week would be real great. Even in the evenings, you know, people came home from work. They're like, you know, they're stuffed from eating dinner and all that sort of thing. You know, but doing it Sunday night, that kind of like sets their thought pattern up for the week. You know, they would see things that they hear about in the news the following week, or you know, they see something in another program. Yeah, I heard about that. You know, I don't know. I don't know. It seemed like all the old time news shows and stuff, they always had their specials on Sunday evenings. Probably because they were expecting a bigger audience.
I don't know. I don't know about Sunday evenings. What do you think, Gary? You got any thought on that?
Well, Sunday evening would probably work for a lot of people. Any day or time you pick, you're going to have, you know, you're going to conflict with some people. We could try that out. We're doing it virtually with a Zoom. I don't know, play around, try some other nights as well.
And they're going to be recorded too, so.
But Sunday,
Yeah.
like late afternoon, 5 o'clock, that might be good. Try that out. Football won't be a problem for a while.
I never thought about a Sunday evening, but Richard, do you work on Sundays?
No. I work Fridays. Or I'm off Friday and Sunday. My wife works me Friday.
You're off Friday and Sundays.
So you got to work Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
No big
I'd
deal.
say that probably narrows it down, narrows our choices down to Friday or Sundays.
I
I
would
don't
think
know.
Friday be the least day you'd want.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
We can go with Sunday and see how that goes.
Okay.
If we're going to go with Sunday, let's and we need some time to put this together. How about March 28th?
All right, that's the last Sunday in March, I guess.
Yeah. And let's just pick it at Sunday evening, 7:00 Eastern time.
The 7, you said?
7 p.m. Yes. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Okay, that's what we're going to shoot for then, huh? So at this point in time. So George, how about you and Richard develop a 20 minutes of general topic for education, for the education segment.
Who's going to present all this?
Well, that's another issue. I'm thinking, Richard, are you up for presenting this?
I'm not scared.
You mentioned something in your random thoughts on that you posted for Rick to host the thing. Kind of stirred around.
Yeah, I threw out John Ackerman's name there as a host. I have not talked to him about this, but I know he was looking for something to do, and I thought maybe if you thought he might be a good person to host the whole thing, might be something to talk to him about.
We could have Gary Hall on for the first one as far as talking about the Constitution and let him give his spiel about the 17th Amendment.
No, I don't want Gary on.
Not a good.
Oh, he's cool. All right.
I think I'd like to see Richard take care of that. I mean, he's the education coordinator.
I don't have a problem getting up and speaking in front of people. That's not a problem.
Okay.
I mean, virtually it's even easier because no one's looking at me.
Right.
Of course we are.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not like, hey.
Well, why
Did he fancy backdrop for you and all?
I'm sorry?
Get a fancy backdrop for you and all that. Hey, youngin.
Yeah, there you go.
See, well, he was trying. That's why I kept looking back. He was trying to crawl below so no one could see him get his stuff. Go ahead. I have a convention and stage banner, and then I also have my. This is what I used for We the People.
Oh,
my battle flag. Nice battle flag. So I can set that stuff out when I need to.
okay. All right.
Okay, we'll talk to you later, Nikolai. Go.
Okay, so George, you and Richard work on a 20-minute program that would take care of the education segment of this town hall meeting. And Gary, I want us to talk with Rick and show him the recording of this meeting and get his feedback on how to design the rest of the agenda for this meeting and how to, we also even have to think about how we're going to promote this and how we're going to get this, how we're going to get the word out on this town hall meeting that we're going to have on the 28th. And
I'm a little confused. out of an hour, we only have 20 minutes for education. I thought we were breaking it up into 3 different education.
Well, we have 20 minutes convention of states, 20 minutes education, and 20 minutes of, we're going to leave that open because we're going to talk with Rick.
No. I was thinking 20 minutes for education, period. 20 minutes would be something else, and 20 minutes would be something else.
Okay, so do you want this 20 minutes on education to also cover convention of states?
Right. Yes.
Okay. All right.
We're educating people on convention of states and
Current events.
and the Constitution in general.
Okay.
What happened to current events?
Huh?
What happened to current events? We're not going to deal with that?
That could be another segment, another one of the other 20-minute segments.
Okay.
Or
I thought I was asking
all of it
about
are part of it.
Okay.
But you know, you gotta, yeah.
What?
I don't know. I don't have all the answers here. We're just getting started on this.
It's brainstorming session.
Yes.
Well, Steve, like the tying in of current events and the Constitution would be good because our Democrats at the federal level have put in paperwork to get rid of the Electoral College, because they want to make the election of the president and the vice president based on the popular vote. So then we could tie in right there why the framers put in the Electoral College and the importance of it, and so that would tie general and COS in together. So we'll figure it out.
So you're saying that like the Electoral College could be part of the current events segment? Is that what you're saying?
That would tie in with COS.
Which would tie in with
our
COS.
Education, and then it would also dab into what's happening. You know, I'm just using that as an example. That would also dab into current events as well. So we killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We can get into history of the Constitution, or maybe founding fathers in particular. A little bio on each of them, or there's a lot of stuff we can get into in the general part.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You'd be surprised how little people know.
There's radio broadcasters that make a career out of doing that. Regular you, for example.
But I think I think we should be educating educating people on convention of states and getting into the details of the Constitution. That would be something that the coaches would be available to
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm sure there could be a little interaction there. I mean, maybe not a lot, but like you mentioned earlier about why they put in Article 5. That kind of relates history and and the Constitution.
Okay.
What did they mean by tyranny? What do they mean? How much tyranny does it take to overthrow a government, like in the Declaration? How do you overthrow a government? Yeah.
All right. I think we've done enough for tonight. I want to get with Rick. I want him to see this, and I'd like to schedule our next meeting to be when Rick is available. And I don't know if he had another meeting tonight. I don't know if it's a recurring meeting or if it was just a bad time tonight, but we'll schedule another meeting, and it'll have to be on a Friday or a Sunday, so Richard can attend.
Well, I'm free Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. Wednesday night I'm free. I drive Taekwondo. My son's got Taekwondo Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, there it was.
Here's that.
Bless you.
All right. Love you.
Okay.
Gary's looking kind of sad, guys. He's not feeling real well.
Who's that?
Gary.
Gary, have you
Oh.
did you get a test done?
Yeah.
Did you test positive?
Yeah.
Are you experiencing any symptoms?
Well, I think I've been through the worst of it already, but I'm still, not back to 100%.
All right.
Kind of got a headache and a lot of fatigue. Don't have much energy.
We probably gave you the headache.
Come to think about it.
You seem a little tired. You seem a little.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. All right, guys.
Vitamin C, vitamin D, sodium, zinc.
That's all.
I'm out of ideas for tonight. So.
Yeah, we got a lot to chew
Yeah.
over.
But we're off to a good start. At least we're getting a start here. So.
Yeah.
We'll, like I said, I want Rick to see the recording of this, and then I'll get back to you as to when we're going to have our next meeting. In the meantime, be thinking, George and Richard, be thinking of how you would, what you would put together educationally for that first 20-minute segment. Okay.
Uh,
All right.
Hey, Gail,
All right.
Yeah.
can you take a quick look at Slack and see if you see just one profile now for me?
It's still, let me get out of it here and see and go back in it.
Jerry says he deleted the one, I believe. So anyway, well, you can shoot me a message on Slack.
Yeah, there's only one on here now, Gary.
Okay, well, it must have been successful.
And it's the one that was that we tested and that you were getting the messages on.
Okay.
Good deal.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, guys. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
See ya.
good night, everybody.